Advice for women on how to help a loved one reach the point of pleasure. It is believed that imitation of orgasm is exclusively a female prerogative, but recently the Durex condom manufacturer conducted a survey and found out that 20 of men are also not against using this simple method in bed. Next to advice to women on what to do in such a spicy situation. As sexologists assure, the idea that a male orgasm as opposed to a female is a primitive thing that is self-evident is fundamentally wrong. The male orgasm, it turns out, is also a rather complex mechanism. It is, of course, more difficult for a man to imitate him than for a woman. If it is enough for her to let out a moan of pleasure and squeeze the muscles of the vagina, then ejaculation is considered a proof of a male orgasm. However, its absence can be hidden if desired. According to sexologists, at the moment of receiving pleasure, almost none of the women is able to say with 100% certainty whether the partner felt relief or not, because at this moment the lady is more busy with her own feelings. And a man can imitate other signs of orgasm with the same ease as a woman of making lustful moans and shivering with his whole body. Why? Usually, women imitate an orgasm in order not to give their partner reason to doubt their uniqueness and to convince him once again that he is a tireless Casanova. According to studies by sexologists, men who imitate orgasm are guided by similar motives. They definitely want to support their partner in the same way to prevent her from doubting her sexual attractiveness. After all, in the case of men's failures, most women tend to blame themselves. Besides, from a man's point of view, orgasm is the goal of sexual intercourse. And since he was not there, it turns out that this is proof that something is wrong with potency. Not wanting to appear vulnerable and sexually incapable in the eyes of his beloved, the man is forced to pretend, portraying African passions. And yet, why do physically perfectly healthy men periodically experience difficulties with orgasm? One of the most common reasons is stress. This does not mean its extreme stage. When a severe reaction to strong experiences and psychogenic impotence occurs, enough problems at work, an unpleasant conversation with the boss, and a man can no longer focus on his feelings, although everything is fine with his erection. The second reason is the lack of previous caresses. Many men, especially after the age of 30, are unable to get sufficiently aroused without a long foreplay. In addition, it is known that the stronger sex tends to fantasize in bed. If there is no food for fantasy, there is no orgasm. Women often ask, "Don't hurry and give me more time," but what is it like to hear this when you are already on the verge of orgasm as saving thoughts about football or going shopping come to the rescue? As a result, the partner receives pleasure, and the man has no choice but to continue thinking sadly about the final match of the Champions League, because the moment of ejaculation is irrevocably missed. What shall I do? 1. Lip assistance. Sometimes, at the beginning of sexual intercourse, a man has an excellent erection, and then it weakens and worsens. Naturally, the man panics and, in order not to disgrace himself, pretends. If you notice this, don't be in a hurry to take such behavior at your expense and get even more angry and turn to the wall. Otherwise, this failure will be fixed in the male subconscious. The right way to save this situation is direct stimulation of his dignity with hands, and even better with lips. After that, of course, everything returns to normal, and sex can be continued. 2. New environment. Orgasm may not occur simply because the man is not emotionally excited enough. 3. Positions. In general, even a simple change of position will help to solve the problem. You can choose those positions in which his dignity is stimulated more strongly, for example, a man from behind in a knee elbow position or lying on his side. Just don't try to dominate. When you play an active role, the partner has almost no ability to control the process, and the woman herself hardly studied his body well enough to bring him to orgasm 100%. 4. Prelude. Make it a rule not to have sex after 2 or 3 kisses. A man may not get excited enough on his own and feel that you are not too excited either. Sexologists note according to the rules, foreplay should last at least 15 minutes. 5. Means. If nothing helps, it will not be superfluous to look into a sex shop and buy something exciting. For example, special lubricants that not only accelerate erection, but also give more intense sensations from sexual intercourse. In order for sex to end with violent ejaculation, there are also special condoms to enhance male sensations with bumps and tendrils located on the inside. 6. Of course, the man is afraid that a woman will be disappointed in sex, and therefore he tries to hide his failure with all his might. But, as in the case of all intimate problems, it makes no sense to keep them quiet. If the loved one begins to fiercely refuse and repeat that everything is fine with him, do not press. Talk later when he calms down a bit. Tell him that you don't want exhausting sexual marathons from him at all, but you just want him to enjoy himself too. Explain that there is nothing wrong, that right now he is not in the mood for intimacy, and you can wait. This way,